Hello, and welcome back. My name is Desi Rose, and we are going to be discussing Eugene Krabs, the murderer. Let's get into it. First, I want to start off by saying, if you don't agree with anything that I am saying, then you can fucking click off. Thank you very much. Let's get into this bitch. Yeah. I just want to say, I've seen this episode 100 times, but something about watching it this time really caught my eye, and not in a good way. Let's discuss it. So we all know Eugene Krabs, formerly known as Mr. Krabs, is one greedy son of a bitch. But this episode is going to start off with him bathing in a bath of money. I don't know, just something about this. I just never thought he would stoop this low, and it kind of pisses me off. But anyway, he seems to be smelling the health inspector and gets on SpongeBob's ass about cleaning the place up. But SpongeBob is a pretty pristine employee, and he's always on top of his shit. Good job, SpongeBob. But anyway, let's dive further into this episode here. So as we progress into this episode, the health inspector asks for one of everything, and so then they force feed him. They force feed him all this food, and he can barely breathe. Wow, guys, great customer service. But yeah, so as they force feed him the food, he finally asks for a Krabby Patty, which you know that's the number one thing on the menu. I don't know why that wouldn't be the first thing they bring, but anyway, so then they go back to go bring him a Krabby Patty. So here's when things start to take a dark twist, I would say. So on the news, the Inker Fishman, whatever the fuck his name is, he breaks the news that there's a fake health inspector out there getting free food, and this really seems to anger Krabs here. And Mr. Krabs, his rage, kind of takes a turn here where he decides to poison this fake. No, he jumps to conclusions. He doesn't even know this is a fake inspector here. He just assumes immediately that this guy wants free food and decides to fucking kill him. So yeah. So when Krabs here decides to violate health code, SpongeBob is on the more wary side. So Eugene proceeds to coerce SpongeBob in the words of saying, "Join me, boy, or you're fired." Yeah. Which then SpongeBob, being the people pleaser he is, immediately gives in. And they start, what do? He adds hot sauce, seahorse radish. SpongeBob drops it in the toilet. Eugene rubs it with a dirty sock, and the cherry on top. Wait, what is the cherry on top? I don't remember, but yeah. Oh, Krabs, sorry, the most important. Krabs puts toenail clippings on the sandwich. See, I don't know, something about that draws the line for me. Toenail clippings, that's fucking disgusting. And again, in the words of Eugene here, they create the most diabolical sandwich ever spawned, named the Nasty Patty, and they serve it to the health inspector. Which I do want to clarify that the Nasty Patty isn't what had this health inspector choking. It was a fly, I do want to clarify again, but they think that he's choking on this Krabby Patty, and they are laughing. They are laughing. That is the most evil shit I've seen. I don't know what to say here, guys, but if I saw someone choking, I wouldn't be laughing. So again, the news anchor Fishman, whatever the fuck his name is, I don't know, pops up on the TV saying the fake inspector got caught. So when they go to look at the real inspector, he is presumed dead. And Krabs immediately starts blaming SpongeBob. Of course, classic Eugene, always placing the blame. Ay. So Eugene's first instinct is to hide the body and bury it. See, I don't know, if that was his first instinct, then I'm like, how many times has he done this? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So here's where it starts getting darker. Eugene has SpongeBob dragging this body everywhere, digging the hole and burying it, and then eventually the cops show up, and the body randomly, slides down the hill, and then he proceeds to have SpongeBob shove the body into the trunk of the cop car, which, I mean, that's pretty bold, but anyway. Then Krabs is steaming and having SpongeBob put the body in the freezer of the Krusty Krab. Yeah. Which SpongeBob does go to the back, door is locked, so SpongeBob proceeds to shove the entire body into his hat and walks through the Krusty Krab, which, if that's not the most obvious thing, props for SpongeBob, though, for getting away with it, pretty bold to do that in front of the cops. I don't know, this is the most, anyway. So SpongeBob takes his big-ass hat and drags it through the door, and puts it in the freezer, and eventually the cops are supposed to leave, and I guess the female cop is really extra thirsty for some ice in her drink, even though they just got called to check out people dragging a body around, which was SpongeBob and Krabs, but anyway. And she makes her way back there, and that's when Krabs starts confessing. So of course we know this dark fucking twisted motherfucker starts blaming SpongeBob of murder, even though this whole entire idea was his idea. But the body isn't in there, so I mean they got lucky this time. They got lucky. And then we proceed to see the cops, brutally beat this man that they think is a zombie. I mean, props to them for using physical weapons and not guns, that we see a lot nowadays. Cops like to jump to the guns, but I'm glad we're using, I guess more physical. No, actually no. Police. I don't know. Bad taste in my mouth. Anyway, okay, I'm sorry. This thing keeps fucking cutting me off and it's pissing me off. Not gonna lie. So anyway, the health inspector turns out to be alive, which Eugene got lucky this time. This motherfucker got lucky this time, because otherwise he would have been put in jail. Yeah. Or the death sentence, honestly. Wouldn't mind seeing that. Just kidding. Those were jokes. But anyway, but after all of this, the health inspector still passes him. I'm having trouble believing this. I mean, they thought they killed him and tried to get away with murder, and he never tried the Nasty Patty. He never tried the Krabby Patty, so how could he pass them? That's my question. But anyway, then the episode ends with, them kind of celebrating, and Krabs, offering everyone full price Krabby Patties, and that's where it ends. But I don't know, this episode left a bad taste in my mouth. I can't see Eugene Krabs the same way. It just, if that's not murder, I don't know what is. This guy is evil. He's a greedy son of a bitch. I think that's gonna conclude it for this, but I don't want to see this guy. I don't want to see this guy in the streets. That's for sure. Anyway, I think we're gonna end it there. That concludes the video for Eugene Krabs being a murderer and using SpongeBob to get. God damn, this motherfucking thing keeps cutting me off. But yeah, using SpongeBob to get away with murder. This guy is motherfucking evil. Okay. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and have a pleasant day, guys. Anyway, good night.